Tax the rich!
I know that not a lot of people talk about these issues. Just something that politicians, for a variety of reasons, don't talk about.
Because they're all
it's
in the
something
tank.
that the corporate media doesn't talk about, but it's something that we have got to talk about. Now, given that reality, the obvious question arises, and that is, where do we go from here? How do we address these horrendous realities, and what should be, if I may be allowed to ask, what should be the political posture of the Democratic Party?
Revolution! Revolution right!
And here's my answer.
Take away the tax break.
The Republican Party is now and has always been the party of big money. The Ryan Republican budget recently passed in the House is the most radical and dangerous piece of legislation that I have ever seen in my life. What that legislation would do, I want you all to appreciate this, what that legislation would do is transfer trillions of dollars from a declining middle class and give it to the wealthiest people in this country who are already doing phenomenally well. Huge tax breaks for the rich, savage cuts for working families. That is what the Republican Party today is all about. And that's the reality. That's the reality. You can talk about a million things, but that is where it's at. They are planning, if they get their way, to cut Medicaid by hundreds of billions of dollars. And you tell me, if you are a low-income person or a low-income child and you're thrown off of Medicaid and you get sick, what happens to you? Today in America, to our everlasting shame, 45,000 Americans are going to die this year because they don't get to a doctor when they should. If you slash Medicaid, as the Republicans want, there is no question, and we should be clear about this, that many more people will die. And the Ryan plan is another brilliant idea. They want to convert Medicare into a voucher program. So here's the story. You're 55 now, and in 10 years, you're 65, and you get your Medicare under their plan, and lucky you, you're going to get an $8,000 voucher to give to a private insurance company. Now, what kind of plan do you buy with $8,000 if you are dealing with cancer or another illness? How many days are you going to be able to spend in the hospital? So what, in fact, you are talking about now are death panels. That is what we're talking about. But having said that, and what I will say, let me be very clear about this. The Republicans have been straightforward and upfront about what they stand for, and now it is time for the Democrats to be straightforward.
Yes! 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 Yes, we can! Yes, we can!
It seems to me, and I know I will probably offend some people here or some people in the back room or something.
Do it! Do it! They need to be offended!
But I think, to say the least, my colleagues, my Democratic colleagues, and I am in the Democratic caucus, have not been straightforward. And the issue comes back to an old Woody Guthrie song, which side are you on?
Yeah! All right.
And I hope that the Democratic Party will make it clear that they are on the side of working families, the middle class, and are prepared to stand up boldly against corporate America and the billionaires who are waging class warfare today.
Yeah! Stand up! Stand up, Democrats! Stand up, Obama! Stand up!
I'm raising this issue with you because, to be very frank, we need your help. Those of us who are trying to uphold the progressive banner and progressive ideals in Washington need grassroots support from California to Maine. We need to tell the wavering Democrats to stand tall, to get outside of that inside the beltway mentality, to listen to the people.
Yes! Yes! Sorry,
Well, let me just touch on a few of the issues that I and my colleagues will be dealing with as soon as we get back to Washington on Monday. Let me say a word about Social Security. When you turn on the TV tonight, there are going to be pundits and politicians telling you that Social Security is going broke, that it's bankrupt, and I don't want you to believe that for 1 second. Social Security, for the last 75 years, has paid out every nickel owed to every eligible American in good times and in bad, an incredible record. Social Security has lowered the poverty rate of seniors from 50% to 10%. Social Security today, despite all of the misinformation out there, has a $2.6 trillion surplus, can pay out every benefit owed to every eligible American for the next 26 years, and Social Security, because it is funded by the payroll tax, has not added 1 penny to the deficit.
You tell them, Bernie!
The Republicans are pretty clear. They want to cut benefits, they want to raise the retirement age, and ultimately they want to privatize Social Security. That's clear. But this is what I have to say. Some of our Democratic colleagues have not been as strong as they should be. And when you hear Democrats saying everything is on the table, that is a code word for cuts in Social Security. Don't let them do it.
That's right. No cuts. No cuts. No cuts.
Today, some 50 million Americans lack health insurance and many more are underinsured. Meanwhile, as a nation, we spend almost twice as much per person on health care as does any other nation, and all of the major
I'm running out of space, I
industrialized
think.
nations have national health care programs which guarantee health care to all of their people.